let's just listen to Adam Garrity in his own words, okay? This is the part where he says that he will fight for the marijuana industry.
Especially with the Attorney General saying that you're not a good person. If you smoke weed, you're not a good person. That's what he said.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. The Attorney General at all. Like, I think it's the same as smoking a cigarette at a bar or a restaurant, recreationally.
What would you do with the feds if they tried to come in and shut some of the pot shops down?
That's why I believe the governor is in charge of the National Guard, and the National Guard is meant to protect the state.
And then he says not only will he protect the marijuana industry, but he believes in the decriminalization of all drugs. And he believes that the Netherlands model should be employed here in Colorado.
What about, okay, so that's good that you'll protect marijuana. I am actually in favor. I feel like everywhere that marijuana or the legalization or the alternatives for the war on drugs have been implemented, they've been successful. And everywhere that the war on drugs has been implemented, it's been a failure. So would you be in favor of ending the war on drugs, or maybe decriminalizing all drugs?
Yeah, I think we should definitely follow the Netherlands.
Yeah.
What they did is they decriminalized drugs, set up centers where addicts can go to get treatment and help, and it really helped out their communities dramatically.
Netherlands, Portugal did it too.
Crimes such as prostitution, which I'm not saying for prostitution, but it shouldn't be a crime.
Right.
Las Vegas and Germany.
So you believe that we have a right to our own body as Americans, as citizens of Colorado?
Exactly.
Even though Adam Garrity hadn't heard of ranked choice voting, he heard me out. He heard my explanation for it, and he said that it was better than the Electoral College.
See what I'm saying? So, if you were to apply it to the general election, you could vote for Jill Stein, but when she doesn't, when she only gets 1%, that knocks Jill Stein off, and then your second choice, would be whoever, and then that's where that vote would go.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. It sounds better than the Electoral College.
Yeah. Well, take a
reason why Adam Garrity is a Democrat.
Why are you a Democrat? You don't mind me asking.
Why am I a Democrat?
Yeah.
I was raised by a Republican on my father's side and a Democrat on my mother's side. I was raised mainly by my mother, who's a Democrat. And I've seen how the Democrats care more about the people.
Right.
And the Republicans seem to care more about what the corporate interest has paid them off.
Right.
So that's why I'm more of a Democrat.
Yeah.
Here, Adam Garrity is talking about police corruption and how he sees that we are not living in Mayberry, and he wants to see the police to be more like Andy Griffith.
Thing up, and it's just crazy. I mean, putting a badge on doesn't change your character or your virtue. If anything, I think it would make you more likely to be corrupt, wouldn't it? Because you have power now, and if you're a sheriff, then you would know where you can hide things and where there's holes in the system, so you could probably get away with a whole bunch of bullshit.
And that's why people get those jobs, so they can't get away with their organized crime.
I thought it was to help the community, to be like Andy Griffith, right? To go around de-escalating situations and just.
And that's how it should be, and that's one of the main reasons I'm running for governor is because I'm so tired of the police corruption. Where children are scared to go to the police. Like 5 kids, I will tell them, don't go to the police for help.
He agrees that the Sweden's trash to electric program is credible. He likes it. He thinks that it's obviously good. In fact, he wants to have a battery sort of based system instead of a grid-based system, so that way we could utilize wind and solar in the privacy of our own homes and our own properties. So he is about, going green. He is about caring about the environment.
What about the Sweden's trash to electric? Have you heard about this plan? Are you in favor of it?
Oh, yeah. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? You get rid of trash, and it turns I guess the critics, they say you're burning trash. So burning trash, you have to do something with that smoke, right? So they're saying it's not green because you burn trash. But I disagree. I mean, if it's green to shove it into a landfill, that's not green. So unless we're shooting it out into space, I think incinerating it's a good idea.
And there's ways to filter it as well. And I really like the way I think it's Japan, how they charge people a certain amount for their trash, and then you're able to recycle it. You don't have to pay waste trash fee at all. If you organize your recycling correctly, it's free trash.
Garrity also talks about a very novel idea of how to solve the homelessness problems. Get them homes. He says we have all this land, you know. In fact, he's for land reform specifically. And then he also talks about right now how the homeless, they can't get any good sleep out, you know, living outdoors, nor do they have an address. So that means they can't even get an ID. They're not even citizens, and he just doesn't believe that that's right.
Yeah, and Sweden actually is, they're so successful, they're buying Norway's trash. So you know, they ran out of trash. It's like, damn it, where's it? We need some more trash. So, I guess I got just one specific question and one sort of general question left. The poor and the homeless, what do you want to do about them? I feel, just a little preface about it, just capitalism. I feel like that's the biggest example of capitalism failing is the fact that we have homeless and even poverty too.
And we can easily solve it. The main problem that people have when they're homeless, getting jobs and stuff, they don't have an address.
Right.
You can't get an ID without an address, so you're basically, the way our system's designed now is they're not a person. That's not right. So Colorado has enough land that we can designate land for homeless people.
Nice.
And allow them to have an address to get an ID and a place to sleep, because the hardest part of being homeless is you can't get any sleep out there.
Yeah.
And if you can't get any sleep, how can you live?
It just seems like it's a coordination failure, man. I've once heard this one statistic: 22 houses for every. We have 22 abandoned houses for every homeless person.
Mm-hmm.
So just like what you said with the land, and we got houses, and we got all the land. So all it would take is just somebody to give a damn. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's I don't know. It's like having an injury. I've been injured, and if you don't go to the hospital right away, you just feel like you're making the injury worse. I feel like that's the same thing with homelessness. Like, they're not a person, but they're also out in the streets, and I would be more resentful, or you resigned, you know, to the situation. Oh, well, you know, this is my life now. But if you still keep your pride, wouldn't it just, your resentment just grow more and more, like everybody just passing by you, nobody giving a crap, everybody got cars, everybody got houses, and nobody gives a crap. That would be...
Yeah, give somebody hope in the future, something to look forward to. And we have enough land that we can do a non-profit employment for the homeless to work.
Yeah.
Gathering hay off of Colorado's public lands that are not in use.
Yeah, or just have jobs in the community too. You could have somebody, I don't know, doing landscaping or something. Is there a
huge problem on the police force is the problem that the good cops are the ones that get fired. They're the ones that get blackballed and exiled and, you know, pushed out. So Adam Garrity believes in whistleblower protections. So he will give whistleblower protections to any of the good cops that wants to, you know, point out any of their colleagues, you know, crimes. If I'm a police officer and my colleagues are committing crimes, well, those are not my colleagues.
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense what you're saying there. Like you were saying with the police brutality and stuff, and the problem with the prison system.
Yeah.
I would try to immediately work on making, when the police break the laws, to have double the punishment of a normal citizen.
Yeah, that's easy. That's nice. So
yeah,
if a police officer, like I guess, beats their kids, then they get the double the amount of sentence that the citizen would if they did that.
Yes. And as well as making it truly anonymous for police to whistleblow.
Nice.
When they see corruption in the department, you know, so that way they can't have backlash.
Whistleblower protections.
So I'd like to set up a team like almost like Elliot Ness Party.
Yeah.
Not for prohibition, but
nice. An untouchable though. An untouchable crew.
Yeah. And mainly also to go after the judges that there's a lot of judges, a gentleman that made up the checking routing numbers went after corrupt judges and discovered that they were getting money from court fees and stuff sent directly overseas to